What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Blue Box, this time with episode 6, I believe. Yep, episode 6. Looking forward to this one. Last episode was awesome. Going to the aquarium, which was a lovely time. Quite a sad end to the episode. It's a bit of a shame as well, because honestly, from the initial 6 episodes, Chi is definitely like a nice girl and so on. And we've got to know a little bit about her, and again, she seems lovely and such. But I actually think Hina is kind of like again, the kind of girl that you kind of look over, the childhood friend of Taiki that, again, might be the perfect kind of match for him, but I don't think she will be the kind of end goal or anything like that, or even any kind of romantic kind of interest to Taiki, which is a bit of a shame because I actually find her character, even though we've got much less of her, even more interesting than Chi. Like I said, Chi is just like your average, lovely kind of romance interest. I worded that horribly. But there's not too much kind of negative, and there's not, it's not, there are people like this in the real world, but it's not awfully realistic in terms of she hasn't really got any flaws. Again, she's just your kind of mainstream kind of romance protagonist, kind of main character, whereas Hina, she's got some really interesting things. I'm interested to hear more about her diet and her I can't remember what it's called, but her kind of swirling, again, apologies, but she's actually got kind of like flaws to her character and such, and again, I actually am a lot more interested in her than I am Chi at this moment in time. She's got a lot more kind of going on with her character, in my opinion anyway. Like I said, I just find Chi just again, just like too perfect, if you know what I'm saying. She's like, oh, she's lovely, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with her, which is a negative, if that makes any sense. But yeah, looking forward to seeing how we're going to deal with Hina today, after she did find out that she is staying at Taiki's place. Do let me know what you guys think about this episode though down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. Let me know what you guys think about that as well. Okay, it's just annoying for me because I read stuff like Nana, with which is a romance manga, and it's got so many fucking amazing characters with major flaws, like so many flaws, which actually just emphasizes the good parts of them. Whereas again, with like Chi in this show, for example, we've seen she's almost bit of a one note kind of character. She's just lovely girl number one, if you know what I'm saying. There's not really much else to her. Like lovely girl that does sports and wants to achieve something, and that's pretty much it. Whereas again with Hina, she's actually got quite a few layers to her already. We're gonna notice that umbrella. I demand an explanation. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about that. It might be an unpopular opinion. Usually, main girls of like romance shows and such have a lot of stands and people that fight for them. But like, can you guys name me an interesting aspect to Chi's character, other than the fact that she wants to succeed at basketball? I mean, the situation she's in is interesting for sure. I've mentioned that in the last few episodes. I love the scenario that we've got here, where she's actually staying at his house. That's one of the more interesting romance kind of premises I've watched, to be honest with you. I've never seen that before. Oh, I did mute, didn't I? I didn't. But like away from that, what is there like? Yeah. Again, as much as it sounds weird, I want to see something like negative. I want to see some human to the character, rather than just, again, just perfect person. It might be one of those cases, and this happens often to me actually in romance anime, where I actually prefer the side cast to the main cast. Happens a lot to me, funnily enough. But as I said in the intro, I don't think it'll be a case of Hina. I unfortunately don't think she will be a love interest for Taiki or anything. She doesn't got to be an interesting character without that. But because you know that there won't be as much focus on her as the story goes along, I imagine. Which tends to happen. With that information, yeah. So initially, you thought it was actually come quite a way, but yeah, knowing that they've actually been in each other's presence every day. Excuse me. Excuse me to the polls now, are we? Yeah, she makes an interesting point there. I think it's one of those things of if it wasn't bad, you'd still live with them. But if they're like an annoying person or pervert or something, then yeah, you would definitely ask to not live there anymore. Well, there's been no complaints or anything from Chi's side, so. If anyone ever heard anyone talk like that in real life, I think they probably would get bullied. It's a very main character thing to say. Nasty. I play football, so I'm quite used to bad feet, to be honest. At the top of my feet, they look perfect. But at the bottom, yeah, I've got quite a few what they call blisters and so on. See, again, is she sad because of Taiki? Again, it was maybe inferred the last episode she was, but maybe it's also just like she's thinking that not exactly to do with Taiki, but just reflecting upon their situation. She's just thinking, like we saw a minute ago, she was like, I'm China, Hina, I could buy her later. Hina Chona, China. Yeah, yeah, her thought was, I'm Hina Chona for God's sake, like, come on, I've got to be perfect. But whereas she's now thinking about these guys, and they're when they were in that same position, they're like, oh, you know what, I bet she's working super hard, so I've got to work hard. And she's just thinking, no, it's kind of sad that I don't have anyone to think about like that to motivate me. On an opposite point of that, honestly, sometimes it can actually be distracting having a partner when you're actually intensively have intensive sports action. It can actually be a distraction on your mind. So it's not all positives. So yeah, it's not romantic and such as he is thinking here, perhaps, but obviously in this situation it is that way. But in real life, again, it can actually be a distraction and such. So like I said, like where are these layers to cheat? Like why? Like, honestly, Hina might be. She hasn't got the most screen time, but she honestly might be the best character in the show, rating wise, in my opinion, so far. I say might. I think she is. But I hope it's the case again. This happens a lot of romance anime where this does happen, and you get a side character so well written and such, and then the more the story goes on, the less they're involved. And I hope that doesn't happen here. Ah, crap. Sorry, guys. Oh, I did put the sound back on. It's just cool. So that's what it's called, rhythmic gymnastics. But again, I love the fact that we're seeing pretty much this whole episode through her lens. She's got a lot of core strength, hasn't she? I think you gotta have a lot of core strength to be a gymnast. You see those crazy people on the I don't know what it's called, but on, like the swing around those poles and stuff. It's insane strength, flexibility, insane. Oh shit. Oh, I know that one. Again, I play football. I suffer that one many times a year. I think to be honest with you, I've got a I wouldn't go as far as saying it's like chronic, but I've definitely like I think I had an injury to my ankle once that I started playing on before it kind of fully recovered, and it is a little bit more susceptible to kind of twists and such. Again, just this year I probably twisted my ankle and twisted my ankle a few times, and I sprained it once already this year as well. So yeah, it's a nasty one because it kind of like feels okay to like to go on like, but it's yeah, really annoying. But yeah, like feels okay to like go on, but then once you do, you've got to give it like extra time even after you feel fine. Because again, I played on it when I thought I felt okay, and it just like yeah, it just got worse. So if she actually, especially with gymnastics, I think where there's so much strain on your feet with this seemingly, like she's doing twirls on her toes. No fucking chance is she gonna be able to do that. And what an annoying way to do it as well. Just some random guy fucking scaring you and twisting your ankle. But yeah, nothing much you can do about that. Again, every time it's happened to me this year, it's been like random potholes on a football pitch. It's just been because of how bad the pitches I played on are. Ah, this is not. Let's see what it is first, though. Might be something that goes down in a few days. It didn't look very nice. That image of that happening it feel pain, don't you? Horrible. Well, sometimes you got to accept this. Doesn't sound right. If it's bruised, there's no way there's nothing. Does that make sense? I feel like that doesn't make sense. If it's bad enough to be bruised, surely there's like some kind of tear or damage, right? Not just a bruise. You don't just get bruised when you twist your foot like that. Whatever. I should know for sure because I did study. I did study sports sciences and psychology, but yeah, been quite a few years since I did. But I feel like this is not a possible outcome. Maybe in a romance manga it is. Eat foot ice. You're telling her to get back to practice after that. That's ridiculous. Absolutely fine. That is incredible. I thought that was going to be her. Yeah, thought it was going to be over for her. Very lucky it wasn't. Very lucky. So I do need it. Don't need luck. She's got dedication, hard work, and skill on her side. Nice. I wonder if we'll ever get a focus on the guy with the grey hair. He also seems like he's got a few things going on. She's a champ now. Price has gone up. But yeah, I wonder if we'll ever focus on this guy. I'd be interested to hear that and see that. He's a very grounded guy, this guy, isn't he? But it's also a little bit depressing in a sense. It's a little bit depressing to see someone so young, so grounded. I don't know. China Nago. Now the shoe's on the other foot a little bit. She's now getting a little bit jealous the way he's talking about her. That sound there maybe confirmed that a little bit. Well, that's the thing as well, though. I feel like often, you do get people that are similar and have similar interests. I mean, everybody in this show's got similar interests in terms of sport and wanting to achieve something. But in real life, obviously, you do get people with similar interests and such. But I feel like it very much is more common, the fact that like opposites attract. I feel like that is more common than people of similar kind of. I mean, how are you ever meant to meet anyone if you haven't got similar interests, like going out drinking like clubs or going like dance lessons or something like that? I don't know. But yeah, doing something where you'd meet someone with similar interests. But I don't know, I feel like I don't often see people who are like almost like the exact same person date. Like it's almost like too good, like they're too similar. It's almost like you'd be dating yourself. And people are attracted to things that they like to be good at and want to be good at and appreciate about themselves. But I feel like, yeah, sometimes that I would, if I was to meet someone like exactly like me, it would be like, oh, you know what, they're a bit too much like me. It is almost a bit like dating the female version of myself, and I would find that a little bit weird. But it also would be cool to have someone you can understand that well as well, for sure. But like I said, start of this episode, I don't think that'll be a thing. Unfortunately, never seen Taiki have any kind of interest towards Hina. It just doesn't feel that way. So now she doesn't want to get in Hina's way. I think she did understand a little bit last episode, the fact that Hina liked Taiki. Yeah, really good episode. One of the best ones yet, honestly. Fully focused on Hina. Again, a character with actual kind of like a lot going on, which I can appreciate. I do hope they do make the main characters have as interesting, if not more interesting, kind of things as Hina. I don't know how to word it. It kind of like it points out a little bit, doesn't it? Oh, this side character is actually really well written and interesting, and got flaws and got like bad things going on, as well as a lot of stress, but also is like massively talented at the same time. And like compare that to the rest of the cast, you put much more time into the main cast, yet they're not as deeply written. Why is that? Any of you guys can answer that, please let me know. So I really feel like they should have switched the opening and ending song for this show as well. I'm a much bigger. I really like the people that sing the opening, but I prefer pretty much every other song that they've done in anime. And I really like this ending. I think the ending should be the opening, to be honest. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, really good episode. I love seeing Hina's perspective of things. Pretty much the whole episode to that last couple of minutes there. Quite sad. Again, it's not. I think it is a case of, yeah, she does like subconsciously like Taiki again, being a kind of childhood friend and such. There was some kind of feelings there, and she got a bit jealous. We saw that at the end of last episode towards Chi, and obviously we saw a reaction to them living together at the start of today's episode. So I think there was feelings there, but I also think it is the case of not just with Taiki, but just like comparing her situation to something like that. She hasn't. Like, yeah, she hasn't got anyone to kind of motivate her in the same way that Taiki and Chi kind of have to motivate each other as well. So it's kind of a mix of both those things, isn't it? And yeah, it's kind of sad, but awesome end for the story for her. Again, I do hope we see much more of her as the story does continue. Like I said, I think she's the most fleshed out and interesting character in the show. So hopefully they can maybe do that with the main characters as well as other side characters. Like I said at the end here, I would actually be quite interested to see more of this guy. I feel like he's maybe got an interesting kind of story to tell. We don't really know much about him at all, to be honest, other than, again, the fact that he's the kind of very down to earth, almost like a middle aged man in like a teenager's body. So I kind of want to know a bit more about him. But yeah, do let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. I'll see you guys next time with episode 7.